Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Tuesday afternoon 1:30 p.m. and I'm heading to office, but in this video I'm going to talk about when you should upgrade motorcycle, and in my use case I will also give you some insights when I'm going to upgrade my motorcycle and what motorcycle it is going to be, and whether you should upgrade your motorcycle or not, and what is the right time to upgrade the motorcycle, because most of the younger generation, they get carried away looking at the videos that we make. Most of the YouTubers, they keep upgrading their motorcycles, but the audiences gets carried away and they also think that they need to buy a new motorcycle. So I'm going to clear all your doubts and I'm going to cover this topic in depth. So you don't want to miss any part of this video, and hence let's get started with the video. Today I'm using my Insta360, which I have mounted over here to get dual shots while I'm riding to office. Previously I used to use my GoPro Hero 8, if you remember, that did not have a battery. I used to connect it through the charger and it used to run on direct charge. But with the Insta360, it can shoot a 360 video and it can also act as a single lens action camera. Hence I'm going to use the single lens mode on the Insta360 today. And Google Maps shows 1 hour 23 minutes to reach office, 34 kilometers. The engine temperature states okay. Let's go. I'm running the GPR Titanium full system with the DB killer, because usually when I commute to office I don't want any attraction from the cops. So install the DB killer while in city, but when I'm going out on the highway, like you have seen on the previous videos, I remove the DB killer to enjoy it there. With the DB killer, the exhaust is almost close to stock, a little more bassy than stock, but none of the cops will be able to hear it and identify that it is a custom exhaust unless they come and see the motorcycle. Let's dive into the topic of this video about upgrading your motorcycle. Let's suppose you are owning a sub 300 or 400cc motorcycle. Of course you want to upgrade to a sub 600cc motorcycle, or there are people who directly jump to 1000cc motorcycles as well. But what is the right time to upgrade? That you need to understand. Now many people keep commenting in my videos that I have made enough content on the RS457 and I should buy a new motorcycle, probably a 600cc, a inline 4, or maybe a 1000cc. But I don't think in that way. So you always need to consider your finances, and in my case I have been working since last 10 years and I want to upgrade my motorcycle. I can buy a 15 lakh rupee motorcycle right away without any loan. I can do that, but you always need to give priority to your finances and your financial goals in life. So in my case, I have my daughter. I need to save up for her future as well. Of course, bikes, cars, all these things will continue. It won't stop, but there is a right time to it. And if for every person, that right time differs based on the commitments you have, based on the experience you have, based on the kind of income you have. If I want to upgrade my motorcycle, I would at least take a year and a half before going to my next upgrade. It might happen in next 6 months also, if I feel comfortable. It should not be like I purchase the motorcycle and then I forget about everything and I put all my funds into that, in purchasing that motorcycle. That is always incorrect, and I don't believe in taking loans for motorcycles and cars. That's why if you have seen my first video, when I purchased the RS457, I made the payment upfront. I did not take any loan, and that's the reason why I got the first delivery of this motorcycle. The idea was not to get the first delivery, but I wanted to avoid a loan. I could have purchased a new motorcycle. I could have upgraded from my Duke 390 way back in 2021 and 2022 itself, when that bike was 3 to 4 years old only. But I did not want to take a loan. Hence, I saved up for the bike and then I purchased it. And it is not that after purchasing the motorcycle, I was not left with any money. I had ample amount of money to maintain this motorcycle, and that's the reason why you see so many accessories I am able to purchase on this bike. I don't care how much ever amount I have to spend on the motorcycle, I will spend that because I have allocated a budget for that. You also need to plan your next motorcycle in the same way, and always give priority to finances. For a person who is earning, let's say, a lakh of rupee, you might think that you can purchase a sub 600cc motorcycle, but if that person does not have any liabilities, maybe he can. But if a person has a lot of liability, even if he is earning 1.5 lakh rupee a month, it might become challenging for them, because once you buy the motorcycle, and I'm assuming most of the people, they buy a motorcycle on loan, let's say above 2 lakh rupee motorcycle. There are few people who don't take loans, but those are very less. Let's say you take a loan for around 60 to 70% of the cost of the motorcycle. You need to pay your EMIs, and that will contribute to at least 20 to 30% of your monthly salary. Then you need to account for fuel as well. You need to account for the upgrades that you want to do on your motorcycle. You want to buy riding gears for yourself. You might want to upgrade your riding gear. For all those things, you need a budget. And if you put all your money in buying the motorcycle, it will become a challenge for you maintaining it, because the maintenance on these motorcycles are not like commuter motorcycles. You need to put a hell lot of amount in order to maintain them. The service intervals are really close. The chain sprocket, tires, insurance, all these things will cost you a bomb. You need to be prepared for that. And let me tell you, just for riding 24,000 kilometers, this motorcycle has consumed around 3 lakh rupee from my pocket, including the accessory, maintenance, fuel, everything. But I was ready for that. And let's suppose if I purchase a 15 lakh rupee motorcycle, I should be ready to spend at least 2 lakh rupee per 10,000 kilometer in order to run that motorcycle without any issues. If I am ready to do that, then only I will purchase it, or else I won't. Many people, they just get carried away looking at the videos where the influencer shows that they have bought a motorcycle. I'll tell you what these influencers do. Few of the influencers, they are really doing well off and they can actually afford a motorcycle. But few of the influencers, they know that they cannot afford a motorcycle, but still they will go ahead and buy that motorcycle just to gain views. And what happens after that? If you are not able to make enough money from YouTube or other platforms, then you will have to sell your motorcycle, because it will consume a lot of money from you, and you expected that you are going to make money from it, but ultimately you don't. You might even be able to succeed making money after purchasing the motorcycle and making a content, but for the audiences, it's not an investment, it's a liability. So always give priority to assets, not to liabilities, like purchasing a home, purchasing a car. A car is a necessity, but having a fancy motorcycle is not a necessary. It's a want, it's a desire. It's very important to differentiate between your desires and your needs. If you know that you are going to spend on your desire, these are depreciating assets. If I purchase a 15 lakh rupee motorcycle, let's say ZX6R, it costs around 14 lakhs, 14.5 lakhs on road Hyderabad. And if I plan to keep it for 2 to 3 years, I will not get more than 10 lakhs, maybe 9.5 or 10, not more than that. That means I have lost 5 lakh rupee. But one good thing can happen because of that is, because I am making videos on YouTube, I might be able to capitalize that. But just thinking about capitalization and buying a motorcycle is foolishness. Absolutely it's foolish. If I want to buy a motorcycle worth 15 lakh rupee, I will have to keep 20 lakh rupee in my account, then buy a 15 lakh rupee motorcycle and use the 5 lakhs for its fuel, maintenance, accessories and all those things. And even after spending 20 lakhs, I should still have at least 10 lakh rupee of buffer if anything goes wrong. If there is any personal emergency at my place, I will have to use that cash. If I don't have that kind of a backup, it might happen that after a couple of months, if there is an emergency and I need around 10 lakh rupee of amount, then I will have to sell off the motorcycle. And what's the point of buying the bike when you are not able to enjoy it? You will only be able to enjoy it when you have peace of mind. And to have peace of mind, first save up for the motorcycle. Even if you are not able to take it upfront, do at least 50% of the down payment. It might be a 3 lakh rupee motorcycle, it might be a 5 lakh rupee motorcycle, it might be a 10 lakh rupee motorcycle. if you do 50% of the payment, your loan amount goes down. And always keep something as buffer as your security deposit. If something goes wrong in your personal finances, that amount will help you. I have never told you about my background, right? I come from a lower middle class family. My father was a ex-serviceman from the Indian Army, and he was an ex-serviceman from the paramilitary forces. And we did not have a lot of money. It was just an average middle class guy. And whatever I have done myself. I did not take any support from my father. And from the last 10 years, since the time I am working, after I completed 5 years at Amazon, I decided to purchase a home. The current home where I stay, that is not my home. That belongs to my dad. He has built it. So I thought of purchasing a new home. So I purchased a flat in Hyderabad, which costed around 50 lakh rupee. It is in the outskirts of the city only, but it is generating some revenue. I did have to take loan on that. I think around 60% of the loan I had to take. But I am simultaneously clearing that loan. Not only just the EMIs, I am making the principal payments as well. What that does is, before I purchase my next motorcycle, I should close that loan. And whenever I purchase my next motorcycle, that motorcycle should not be on EMI. That is my criteria. So if I become free from my loan, I can close the loan. That home will be on my name. That will give me mental peace that I have achieved it. If the home is still on loan, it doesn't give me satisfaction. To many people it might give satisfaction, but to me it does not, until unless I pay off the complete loan. So it was a 15 years long loan. I took it like 4 years or 5 years ago, and by the end of this year I will be closing it. So I took around 5 to 6 years to close that loan. And once I close that loan, I will start saving up for a new motorcycle. Apart from that, I will also have my emergency funds, and only after that I am going to purchase the motorcycle. Not just because I want to make content on YouTube, or I am getting carried away because people are buying motorcycles, they are upgrading it. Even I can buy a new motorcycle right away, but I don't want to fall in that trap. Whatever you see on social media, it's all the good things. The content creators will never show the negative side of the story. They will always show the positive side of the story. Including me, you don't know what is happening with me 24/7, and I cannot show you everything. I just show you the part where I'm riding the motorcycle, and that too not every day, probably once or twice a week. That's it. And what happens apart from that? There are a lot of challenges, a lot of things that I need to face. You don't get to see all those things, but you get to see the good picture on YouTube. So it is very important to understand the struggles behind achieving something. And if you are going to purchase a liability, be prepared for the depreciation cost. Be prepared for the maintenance, accessories. Be prepared for an emergency fund. If you don't have all these things, I wouldn't suggest you to buy a premium motorcycle. Let's say more than 5 lakh rupee motorcycle. It's very important to understand finances these days. I have been following this since a very long time, so I thought let me make a video about it. You might see a new motorcycle in my garage probably in next 6 months. You might see a motorcycle, if not in next 6 months, maybe 1 year or 1.5 years. But I don't want to purchase it in a hurry. Until and unless my finances are right, I won't purchase it. It should be like, even after I purchase my motorcycle, I should not feel that a lot of money has went away from my pocket. That should be the kind of planning you should also have. For your kind information, I am not going to sell my RS457. Even if I am going to upgrade to a new motorcycle in future, this motorcycle is going to be there in my garage. I had to sell my KTM Duke 390 in order to get this motorcycle, because that time I did not have spare money. So I thought of selling that motorcycle and upgrading to this one. But after a couple of months or a year, I will be in a position to maintain 2 motorcycles. That time I can afford it, so I will keep it. But this is a planning that I'm telling you. It is not guaranteed that it will happen 100%. I don't know what all things will change in next 6 months. If things go the way I have planned, I will upgrade. If they don't go the way I have planned, I will not upgrade. And I don't care what others think about me. I just care about what my family and I as myself think about me. I don't care about others. That's why if you see, whenever there is a negative comment on my YouTube channel, I don't even reply. When there are good comments, I reply. When there are bad comments, there are good feedbacks as well. I accept those. But whenever I see someone pulling me down, it really don't care. You keep commenting, I don't even bother to respond on that. Many people come and tell me, who are caring and generous enough, my subscribers, they come and tell me, why don't you reply to these negative comments? I'm like, are they even worth giving that kind of attention? The answer is of course no, hence I don't. And most of the times you guys see me talking about motorcycles only. This time I thought of speaking about finances as well, because I know many people, those who are in their early 20s, let's say 20 to 25 age group, they get carried away looking at these motorcycles and the videos that we make, and they are in their early phase of their career. It is very important for them to build their career. First build assets. All these things will come along. Work on your profile. Why do you think I work for Amazon? I could have quit Amazon and taken YouTube as my full-time career. I don't want to do that. YouTube is there today. What if my channel gets deleted tomorrow? Someone hacks and deletes all the videos. And what if YouTube demonetizes my account? Then I will not have any source of income. So wherever I am working, that is my primary source of income. This is a part-time that I'm doing. Even if it doesn't work, I don't care. My primary income source is fixed. This is just a kind of secondary income source. It is always good to have two income sources or alternative sources of income. I told you about the flat that I own, right? I have given it for rent because I stay at my parents' place. So I earn monthly rental yield from that. That also becomes a passive income for me. So you should think on these lines. And I am also thinking to open up a business sometime soon, probably a year or two down the line. That is still under plan. I'm not sure when I'll be able to execute that, but whenever I'm ready, I will definitely execute it. So that is the kind of planning you should have if you want to be successful in life. Being successful in life does not mean you should have a lot of wealth. Being successful in life means you should have a peaceful sleep. What if you are earning, let's say, 10 lakh rupee a month, but you are not able to sleep peacefully? Then you are the poorest guy. If a person who is earning 50,000 rupees and is able to sleep peacefully, that is the most richest person, I would say. So always think what is the kind of goal that you want to achieve and work towards that. Take financial help. There are a lot of mentors who will be ready to support you, but don't get carried away from the videos that you see on YouTube, including me. I would say don't get carried away. Always focus on your career. First 5 years of your career are very important. That's where you build your profile. In the first 5 years, don't run behind money. You run behind building your skill set, and then you see in the next 5 years the money will keep running behind you. So yeah, that's all I had about the motorcycle upgrade and finances that I wanted to talk about in this video. So let me know your thoughts in the comment section below, whatever you feel like about this video. And if you want more such kind of videos, I can make it in future depending on the kind of response I get on this video. And also subscribe to my channel because it is free for you, but it definitely helps me a lot. And also please follow me on Instagram because I post a lot of content over there as well. My Insta ID is PrakashSuvid17. With that, I will sign off from this video, and I will see you in my next video. Till then, bye bye.